Hello, and welcome back to Warmup for Iceborne. I'll be your host and guide, Shepard, and today we'll be taking on the Teostra. Teostra is the infernal fire dragon, who holds command over both the fire element and blast status. You can turn the fight around in an instant, so boost up your fire resistance, and let's get started. To get Teostra to appear, we must first gather 20 points worth of his tracks in the Wildspire Wastes. If you're interested in seeing the most efficient path to find them, skip ahead to the end of this video. When eating to fight Teostra, you have two primary options for food buffs. If you're confident, eating for attack will allow you to inflict more damage to his head, causing him to flinch and fall over more often. If you're finding the fight too difficult due to the damage from his fire, you can instead eat for elemental defense. Getting 20 fire resistance can be a huge help, as this will prevent the Fire Blight status from being inflicted on you, as well as reducing incoming damage. Make sure to come prepared with flash bombs. While not as vital as on Kushala Daora, these will dramatically shorten the length of the fights when used properly. When entering the starting area for Teostra on his assigned quest, be mindful of the arena itself. Both Teostra, as well as strong attacks from the Hunter, can trigger the lava underneath, which can be incredibly frustrating to deal with. If you have a weapon with a shield, though, you may be able to counter or guard it to mitigate the knockaway. Our main goal while fighting Teostra is to deal damage to his head. Deal enough, and he will fall over onto his side, giving us a very large opening to deal more damage to him. Fortunately, one of the safest places to be is just to the side of his head, although you will still need to be careful of his quick claw attacks. The attack with the greatest opening is his fire breath, and depending on how heated up he is, he will either spit out blast dust, or if you're lucky, a full pillar of fire. This gives you enough of an opportunity to get out whatever the strongest attack on your weapon is, and with upgraded gear, it can be a nearly guaranteed flinch. Teostra will occasionally puff out his wings and spread blast dust around him. These can either appear super close to him or far away. Their explosion radius is deceptively large, so when in doubt, stay away. From here, he will either snap his jaw to detonate them or jump straight ahead. Position yourself to be aware of either possibility. Did you know Teostra's favorite movie is The Fast and the Furious? He has an attack where he'll tense up his body and then drift around at a strange angle. This is one of the hardest moves to get used to, but learn it well enough, and it's a good opportunity to get attacks on the head or to get out of the way and heal up. Standing behind Teostra may cause him to do a tail swipe. If he targets your Palico with this attack, it's almost entirely free damage on his head. Teostra has this weird quirk of just running directly away from you, sometimes directly out of the range of the arena. From here, be prepared for three things. Most common is for him to just run or jump back at you. The other option is that he'll fly into the air to do one of two aerial attacks. If you flash immediately, you may be able to drop him no matter what. However, if you delay at all, he'll be immune to being flashed while he's doing his dive bomb attack. If he does his aerial flamethrower attack, you can flash him at any time. Teostra has one move that's incredibly punishing for ranged users. Rising up on his hind legs, he directs out a long chain of blast dust, which he then detonates quickly. Be caught unprepared, and you'll take a lot of damage, and possibly be stunned. Melee users, or ranged users close to Teostra during this attack, can take advantage of his delayed roar at the end to deal additional damage. Teostra has a wide variety of close-range claw, dust, or breath attacks, be them from his normal state or as a reaction to a flinch. In most cases, the breath attacks can be evaded by simply being close to him, not all that different from Legiana's tail swipe attack. The claws, on the other hand, come out quickly. Similar to Nergigante's claws or insta-charge, you can't play in fear of them. All you can do is try to evade or counter them whenever possible. After being heated up long enough, Teostra will rise into the air to do his Supernova. This attack is extremely powerful. doing a ton of fire and blast damage. Cannot be blocked without the guard up skill. If you sense that he's about to do it, it's okay to remain with your weapon sheath. Be ready to flash bomb him out of it. If your weapon is out, best thing to do is to Superman dive out of the way. Speaking of flash bombs, Teostra is extremely stubborn and only wants to fly to leave areas. For this reason, you can really capture him to a loop of flashing him on his way out of a zone to continually get free damage. An interesting quirk after this is you can get to a rhythm of knowing exactly how much time you'll have to attack before getting ready to flash him again. It's not exactly a fair part of the fight, but it sure is effective. Congratulations, you've done it! You've defeated Teostra! Go back and see what we can make. If there's one thing Teostra's weapons win on, it's style. I love the way they all look. And if you love them too, none of them are so bad as to be unusable. That being said, I'm not going to outright recommend any of them, as they're just not particularly great at anything, especially with later upgrades from Lunastra. The Kaiser Male Beta is an interesting choice for bowgun users. Getting 2 level 1 slots and 2 points of special ammo boost will dramatically improve our special ammo attacks with just 1 armor piece. The Kaiser Vambrace's Alpha and Beta are both great armor pieces early on, serving the function of helping to round out weakness exploit with other pieces of armor. You may end up making both and switching between them based on your armor set and decoration needs. The set bonus from Teostra is Master's Touch, arguably the most powerful skill for Blade Masters in the game. Every time you land a critical hit, your weapon will not lose sharpness. Paired with White Sharpness, this is an amazing damage boost. It doesn't really have any equal, and scales amazingly with boosting critical anyway. Making Master's Touch work without decorations and armor choices this early on is very difficult though. Later on, we'll be fighting Arch-Temper Teostra, or Behemoth, which will give us many more options to build extremely powerful sets that can really take advantage of Master's Touch. While it's kind of a niche ability right now, consider ways to start building into it later on in the endgame. Okay, so it's time to look for tracks. There's 3 basic patterns. 2 of the patterns have me gathering 8 tracks. This first one here is pretty straightforward as there's only 8 tracks on the map. You start by gathering these 2 paw prints here and climb up this ridge here in order to grab some fur. Continue along to the anthills, and you'll be able to find 2 additional tracks and 1 piece of singed fur for 8 points total. There's another similar variant of this that technically has 10 points on the map. We first start by gathering 2 tracks near the Kestodon, followed by another 2 tracks near the entrance to the anthills. In the next area, we're going to grab 2 pieces of singed fur. Technically, in the area in the forest where the Gajalakas are, we can grab another 2 points from the singed fur. But just the way that gathering tracks works, I don't really go this far because it takes a long time to get, and the only time it's going to save time in a speed run is if I gather this track 2 times in a row. So, I usually just treat this as 8 points. The last and best spawn to get is a point where you're getting 1 track and 1 point of singed fur right next to the Gajalakas outside of the eastern cave. Going along through the cave system, we'll find another 2 points of tracks. Just before the anthills, we'll get another 2 tracks, taking us up to 7. We'll grab the singed fur inside the anthill area, and then we'll slide down to the Diablos area to gather 1 more singed fur and 1 more track for a total of 12. If you're doing a speed run, ideally you'd get the 12 track pattern and any other pattern in order to complete the tracks in only 2 load cycles. Well, that's it for Teostra. Make sure to subscribe, as we'll be covering every monster in the game. Continuing on with Valhazak next week. Until next time, this is Shepard, saying good luck and have a good hunt.